Leaders, this is Hian with Friends of Irony, protecting families or protecting the pack, and today we're going to go over a presentation I put together for you guys. It's a really short one. I'm just going to start to create little diagrams, little presentations to kind of help clarify so you guys kind of be able to get a better idea or more value from the training. So let's go ahead and switch over to presentation. Alright, so I just want to go over the overall Mad Hatter strategy on how things are done here. Because as you know, training it's quite a lot of work, and it's definitely it is. You put the time into it, you put the work into it, you're definitely going to reap the rewards of that. However, crypto market is definitely a 24-hour day, and we can only do so much before we pass out, or we outsource to a team to kind of do the same thing and put a person behind that. So that's, either way you can do that, or put some rules and strategies where you're not so emotional on it and be able to decide accordingly. So let's go ahead and go with the first step of the strategy. So as you know, with the advanced HAAS online bot license, you can create as many bots as you want, and on top of that you can also manage portfolios for other people. So this will eventually lead to managing crypto wallets for other people, and kind of sounds like a hedge fund, but making commissions off of large amounts. Typical markets nowadays, for what I've seen, is about 30% take on the profits that you generate on big portfolios. Okay, so this is some opportunities for later on, but for now, you got to be able to do it for your own wallet before you push on to other wallets too. So what you want to do is tune as many bots as for as many coins as you can. Now I've already done a few. I think 20 is kind of like the about what we can get to, and then after that it goes out of date, and then we have to retune it again. So monitoring is quite a challenge to do all that. And there's a lot of buying opportunities where it'll surge and do really well, but we're not there or we don't notice it, and we're just kind of on a couple coins here and there. While um, you know, awesome opportunities are happening all around us that we're not able to see. Okay, so but it can be done manually for now, and then once we're done with tuning it, we would you could either tune it by hand, or you could use our Mad Hatter Auto Tuner, which kind of sweeps through all the variables to tune it. And then once you get a really good back test on it, you would then forward test it before you actually turn it to a live account. Now, I know that it's really simple, but I know this for everyone who is new. We kind of get excited. We just, whatever, it looks great on the back test. I don't want to miss on opportunities. Let's go ahead and just throw money at it. And then all of a sudden, like, hey, you could back test 30-40%. That's great. But then when we run it, we're losing like 10-20%. We're like, what just happened? Well, I mean, it's great for the market's changed already, and if that market stayed consistent from to the back test, and it stayed that way for a couple of days, yeah, you will probably gain a little bit, and then after that it'll change again, and then you probably lose all the gains that you just achieved, kind of thing. Okay, especially you keep those settings for testing, or actually on a live wallet onward, it'll just accumulate more and more losses, and we want to minimize that. As soon as we detect a loss, this is just shut down the bots. Okay, but you need to be able to notice that. But while it's running while you're sleeping and you're not on it watching it, that could be a problem as losses start to accumulate unknowingly. Okay, so once we have it, definitely switch it live. If we notice some profitable trades, double down, we clone it, and we can either use the same trade amount to increase the position, or double the position, so it kind of starts to compound the trade amounts going forward. Okay, so that way we can take advantage of the favorable market and the settings that are favorable, and doing positive trades. So even if it makes 1%, well, 1% of a larger amount is still pretty sizable, but we want to compound that as much as we can. And then once we detect a loss, shut them all off, so that we can push them to a safe place and kind of protect the money. And then if other opportunities are happening with other bots, deploy them to other coins and continue the same process. Okay. Alright, so the name of the game here is really consistency. Anyone can just jump on here and trade and just, either win a bunch of money or lose a bunch of money. The name of the game is doing consistently. I think overall why people opt for jobs is because of consistency, right? You go in, you put your time in, you put an hour in, you get an hour out. But we're here, we take a lot of risk, and with risk, we are able to lose. But if we're able to be consistent with this strategy, then the profits and gains starts to compound more and more. Okay, but then we need to also put some protections in there and not make sure we lose. So a lot of people who do day trade, you'll trade, but then after you're done, you kind of push everything back to either USDT or something safe, and then go to bed because you don't want things floating around while you're not watching it. Okay, and that could be bad. All right, so that's the key. So once we get there, then we want to basically automate all this stuff, right? So we're actually building into it now where we're able to not just tune it, but do some initial guesses and find, uh, you know, because I think that's a feature that we need to add to it where we can put a couple initial guesses or base the initial guesses off on coins that we already have, settings that we have already created in the past, and borrow from those winning coins and then tune it from that point on. Usually coins that have similar price points, and then tune it for the current coin that we're having a bit interest. Once we're done with that, definitely be able to automate by the cloning of bots and be able to double down as it detects winning trades. And as it detects it, also automate the turning off of bots and retuning the bots as losses start to come back in or creep back in. Okay. Now this is great. Now I mean we would love to have an automated kind of thing. Initially when we got into HAAS bot, we kind of thought, hey, wouldn't it be great to have a bot that automates it? But then we find out that we put a setting on and that's not really reality. You still need someone to sit there, watch it, watch the market, know when to deploy the bots, and the bot is, as HAAS puts it, an extension of yourself. I mean, use it as a tool to help you stop loss or dynamic stop loss or follow a trade up, but to fully automate it is still not feasible with HAAS, or at least that's not the selling point that they're trying to do. And so I was like, wait, that's not what I got into HAAS Online for, right? So in order for us to do that, we actually have to have some smarts behind it. And as I'm learning through this and actually, doing it manually, I'm understanding and detecting patterns, and then kind of putting a bot behind it, doing what I already do, as I monitor and turn things on and off, to have the bot also do that on and off, but not just manually, but 24/7 throughout the day. A couple of management points is that, yeah, I am creating clones on my own. I am tuning it on my own, but with the help of the tuner now. But I can only tune like maybe 20 bots before it just gets, I'm like, I need to do something new. So, and there's tons of coins out there that can be tuned and could be tuned, but we can only do so many. So eventually we'll then move that towards manual process to an automated process. And then as I am manually doubling down and finding opportunities and turning them off, I am then incorporating those strategies that I've done that are profitable into a trade, automated trade tuner that will then be able to monitor this 24/7. Now I'm starting to get opportunities of managing portfolios, so I am actually doing that. And also I'm going to be kind of keeping that in mind to be able to sort and you know, you know, have the feature of sorting different portfolios from different wallets in mind as I'm creating this, so that we can quickly say, hey, you know what, I've tuned it. This is what I've, this is the profit I've generated. And then eventually, when we have the ability with either EOS or whatever, maybe a smart contract, to say, hey, we've generated this much profit based on our agreed upon commission. You agree to have a smart contract with me that I can automatically withdraw a certain profit that was generated through the bot that we created. So that's something for later on. I kind of see a lot of opportunities there, and then be able to help you guys help other people generate, be a bot trader basically for other people who aren't doing so well with their HAAS Online, or and need help managing their portfolio. So I'm definitely excited about this. A lot of opportunities here to help other people with their wallets, and definitely helping people with money. Because people who have money are, and they understand the risk. They're not like nitpicky about nickel and diming here and there. They know the risk, but they also want to generate more profit. And I'll show you maybe later on some strategies on how to market for and have opportunities to manage other people's portfolios and their wallets. Okay, cool. So that's all I have for now. Hopefully you guys find that this is helpful. Leave your comments below. I like to create more presentation, a little more value. I don't want to just kind of keep throwing tons of videos out there and it's like, oh, it's, I want to make it interesting. I'll put a little more effort into my presentations. And this is just like a little step forward with a quick write up on a little PowerPoint Prezi kind of thing, and go from there. So maybe I'll be able to add some more diagrams and some more explanation of things. But let me know what you guys need, and I'll be able to create those for you, and put a little more time into our presentations, and hopefully presenting something helpful to you guys. But that's the overall general strategy. But now the implementation of that, that's also covered in our Wolfpack VIP group in our advanced bot section. I actually go through on how I actually tune it, and how I would transition from a profitable trade to an unprofitable trade, and how to double down on it. And when you have multiple coins that are also doing well, which one do you go for, right? You want to go for the one with the highest ROI. You don't have so many resources, and once you get to a point where you have so many buying opportunities, then we'll show you how to market and get other people to say, hey, I think I want you to manage my portfolio for me, because you kind of know what you're doing. So go from there. All right, thank you guys. You guys have a good one, and we'll talk to you later.